God, I thank you for today. And I just pray that this session, as we begin, from beginning till the end, you'll be here with us. And that vision and that desire that we want to happen in this continent, we pray that it will be actualized in your name. We pray and we believe. Amen. Amen. So without wasting time, let me bring in my brother Gilbert Ruto. My brother, how are you, man?
I'm fine, thank you, my brother from another mother, Mika, and my only brother who is spearheading the true Swahili nation in Africa. I'm so glad, and I'm so glad, and I want to tell my participants tonight, like, the listeners are trying hard so that we may not hold this debate, but they'll not succeed in Jesus' name. And I've just stopped by to make sure this thing is very successful, and I'm sure our ancestors up there, this is the real time that will make this thing to be successful, and this is our time, and this is the revolution you're talking about, and this is the real revolution, and this is the team we have been waiting. In one way or the other, we are connected, we are interconnected by divine, and I want to promise my team, like, God willing, next year, 24th February, we'll be in Ethiopia. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that moment. I appreciate my brother. Thank you for the organization, for everything that you're doing behind the scene. I honor you, man, your work and everything you do. God bless you. And thank you for stopping by, being here with us, man. I appreciate that. All right. So that's our brother Ruto, and he's in the working right now. But what is so important that you have to know is that I have guests here already waiting behind the scene. We're gonna have one person after another, and they will have their time to share their message of endorsement of PLO Lumumba, and for the chair. A man of the African Union Commission. All right. So without wasting time, I'll start with my very first brother here, Odeke. Odeke, how are you, my brother?
I am alive and well by the grace of God. How are you, Mika?
I am doing good. I'm doing good. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the family. And if you don't mind to introduce yourself, where you're from and all the stuff, you can have that time, brother. Odeke?
Mika, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, my name is Moses Odeke from Uganda.
Yes. Odeke, I'm not hearing you now. I'm losing you. Everybody who is joining and watching, can you actually hear Odeke? Because I cannot hear him. But can you guys hear him? Odeke, I'm not hearing you. So I'll do this one thing. I'm just going to, and for the other guests that are here, you can let me know in the private chat, actually, if you hear him. But I will remove you for a second, Odeke. Odeke, are you there?
Can you hear me, Mika? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you, brother. Go ahead.
I do not know if you heard my introduction. I'd actually said my name. For purposes of clarity and avoidance of doubt, I will repeat. Now, my name is Moses Odeke.
Oh, God. I'm losing Odeke. Odeke, allow me to remove you for a second, because I can barely hear you. I cannot hear anything. And then I will come back to you very soon. All right. Then let me go to first of all, Odeke, I'll come back to you. Please Hang in there. Let's try with Gitau Wakungu. How are you, Gitau?
Yes, I'm very fine. Hello.
Yes, my
Yes,
brother, my
hello.
brother. How are you, man? I can
I
hear
am
you.
very fine. Yeah, I
All
am
right.
Gitau Akungu. I'm Gitau Akungu from Kenya, and I am a Pan-Africanist. I'm the founding member of Honey Africa Initiative. Yes, Honey Africa Initiative is an initiative is a CBO that is based in Kenya, and we hope to heal Africa from the local society. So we are engaging right now in projects in drug and substance abuse, and very many projects. Yes, the word Honia comes from, if you have read The River Between, the novel by Goge wa Thiong'o, it comes from there, from the river Honia, meaning to heal. Yes, so our purpose is to heal Africa. And as a Pan-Africanist, I'm very humbled to support our very humble intellectual philosopher king like his honorable Professor PLO Lumumba. Actually, he's my role model, and I've listened to most of his speeches, and I can attest that that man he's able to drive the African Union Commission as amicably as the generation of tomorrow expects. One thing that makes me support Professor PLO Lumumba is one. Yes, am I coming through?
Yes. I hear you. Go ahead, brother.
Very good. PLO was the EACC commissioner. That was the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission of Kenya, and he did a lot of great work. He tried to cut down these cartels that are corrupting that are eating our public resources and etc. Only that on the other side, when he did those investigations, those people, the court system was, you know what happens in those courts, Yes, he was curtailed. But when you listen to this man, Professor PLO Lumumba, he's one person who is able to come across and discuss issues to do with like the economy, the African economy, the cultural sector, and I'm sure when he is the chairperson of the African Union Commission, he's one of the greatest guys that we can have, this generation can have to entrust our leadership with. One thing, Professor Pierre Lumumba, I actually consider him a philosopher king. Yes, you see, I'm a student of, I have read a lot of Plato politics, and in the Republic, he says that this world will not be led into the right way and in the right way by other people other than philosopher kings. And who are philosopher kings? Listen to our Professor PLO Lumumba. His intelligence is very much ahead. His conscience is clear. His determination to lead is amicable. Actually, it is inexplicable. One thing that makes me support Professor Lumumba, and I believe and I trust that he can be able to shepherd our African Union to greater heights, is because that man knows what he is doing, and he has a vision for Africa. And when I listen to him, he talks very many things. For example, I have heard him talk about corruption. There is a quote where he says that in corruption, for example, in our country, Kenya, where I come from, corrupt people get elected. When you go to Japan and China, in fact, those people get destroyed. They get killed. Now, I hope that Professor PLO Lumumba has an idea to do away with corruption, because corruption is one of the things that have been pulling Africa down, dragging us behind. Another thing is because most of our African Union leaders, they have just been like ceremonial commissioners from the organization of from the first AU, that was the Organization of African Unity, that fought for our independence, led by the countries like Ghana. You know, Ghana was led by the late greatest legend, African legend, Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah is also one of the professors, mentors and role models. He said that yes, that country.
I'm sorry. Try to make it short as well, because we have a lot of people waiting to give a message, and we give like 3 minutes to give that message. Yeah, 3 to 4.
Okay. Thank you. When you look at the Organization of African Unity, they succeeded in making in contributing to the independence of other countries like Kenya itself, my country. African Union, from there we came, and the governments were occupied by those corrupt men and women who have been scavenging on our economy. And I think it is now time that we put a serious person into that seat, someone with a very smart ideological perspective of where Africa needs to be. For example, we have the Agenda 2063. We need someone who is amicable enough to lead us there. And I can attest to this, that Professor Piero Lumumba is the only person among those candidates who can lead us to where we want as Africa. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate. Thank you so much, Gitao, for that message. Blessed up. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna have the next person, and for now, let me go with Francis Chishala. Francis Chishala, how are you, my brother? Where are you calling from? And if you can get a time to introduce yourself a little bit, welcome.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, the children of Africa?
I can hear you, brother Francis.
Thank you very much. I would like to introduce myself. I am Ambassador Dr. Francis Chishala, Global Pan-Africanism Network, Disability Zambia Limited, Chief Executive Officer. And also I am the Global Pan-Africanism Network, Global Special Rapporteur of people of African descent with disabilities. The thing that I would like to say about Professor Lumumba, I call him one of the greatest revolutionary of the modern times. So Professor Lumumba does not borrow any vision from anyone apart from our forefathers. He has got a vision which he has inherited from our forefathers. These forefathers fought for the total liberation and unity of Africa. Hence, the formation of the African Organization, which is called OAU. So the vision of OAU is to unite the African continent under one army, one passport, one visa, and one currency. That was the core mission of the OAU. One central bank, one monetary bank, and so forth. Now, from that time after independence, we have seen the predecessor presidents accepting to be the inferior or the puppet presidents to the West. That is the thing which us as Africans, we don't want. We want Africa, which is solid, Africa, which is prosperous, Africa, which is strong, Africa, which is the leader of all the continents in Africa, because we are the leader economically, because those continents we have been told about, they have got no natural resources. They come to Africa for survival. So we want Professor Lumumba to unite all the Africans in readiness for the transformation of the African Union into the Federal United States of Africa. The other thing which I would like to say is we want the Constitution of the African Union to be amended so that the African Union can give power, absolute power, to the Pan-African Parliament to start sanctioning the erring presidents in Africa, because they hide in the African Union as if they have got absolute power. And also, we would like to drive this mantra all over the world that we want Professor Lumumba to be elected by the Africans, both in Africa and in the African diaspora, because we know the politics of give and take which they play in the African Union. They are not going to support our best candidate because they are the puppets of the West. Because Professor Lumumba, he has demonstrated zeal and total commitment for the continent of Africa and its peoples. We want total liberation of the African continent with their people, and so that we create a youth movement which shall take over from them as we transition into the new generation. The other thing which I would like to finish and conclude about is we would like to see those projects which were initiated by Muammar Gaddafi of Libya to have one currency, to have one economy be realized in Africa. We want to have a satellite. I think you have witnessed how we have struggled to connect ourselves. Whenever we would like to watch football, we need to hire a satellite from somewhere, I don't know where. So we need to implement all those projects so that Africa should be free Now we have a total declaration by the Russian president that now the truth has come out that Jesus was a black man. Let us now take it up so that we preach the truth so that Africa should be free. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. and Ambassador Francis, all the way from Zambia. We appreciate you. Thank you for your message. Perhaps I'll see you again a little bit later. All right. Let me take this moment as well to invite my next guest, Prince Justin. Welcome to the family, my brother. How are you, and where are you tuning in from?
I'm okay. Thank you so much. I'm joining from Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Oh, that's nice to see you, my brother. I think you're the very first Cameroonian to come to this family. Very first. So I'm gonna keep your contact to be here for a while.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Welcome, brother.
All right. That's interesting. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You know, but by the way, you guys, you speak French.
All right. By way of,
you speak French too in Cameroon,
yes,
right?
Cameroon is bilingual.
Oh,
Yes,
then it's
French
cool. Feel free to use.
and English.
Feel free to give your speech in French and in English as well, if it is possible. Feel free to do that as well.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. By way of introduction, you call me Prince Justin Ajingatani. By profession, I am a business consultant, an advocate, a commercial drone pilot, and I'm equally the founder of Union Farms of Africa. And Union Farms of Africa, it's a baby organization who is advocating a lot on One Africa food system. We want to correct the African food system. And as Union Farms of Africa, we have been able to save in many capacities. We've once been as African Union Startup Champion. We want to promote innovations. We want to bring artificial intelligence closer to our farmers. We want to be able to train them with hands-on experience, not with theories. That has been the case in the past. So let me just go into the business of the day, which is endorsing Prof. I want to make it formal, like you said. Maybe sometimes I'll switch in French and English. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Africans, 21st century leaders and delegates to the African Union, I stand before you today as Prince Justin, representing Union Farms of Africa, to wholeheartedly endorse a truly African leader, a beacon of wisdom, integrity, Professor Lumumba, for his esteemed position as Chair for African Union 2025. Prof. Lumumba embodies the spirit of Africa, a continent rich in diversity, agriculture, culture, and potentials. His unwavering commitment to justice, democracy, and the rule of law has been evident throughout his distinguished career as scholar, lawyer, and speaker. As we stand at the pivotal moment in our continental history, facing numerous challenges, inspire, unite, guide us towards a brighter future. Prof. Lumumba's vision for Africa is one of unity, progress, prosperity, and all one Africa. His deep understanding of the complexity of African politics, economic, and social dynamics makes him an ideal candidate to lead the African Union towards a greater integration. cooperation, and development. With his passion for empowerment, empowering the youth, promoting good governance, and fighting corruption, Prof. Lumumba is the leader we need to drive positive change across the continent. I urge all Africans and delegates to support Prof. Patrick Lumumba for African Union Chair in 2025. Let us, under his leadership, build a strong, more united Africa for the generation to come. Thank you so much.
Appreciate my brother. Appreciate for your message. And
thank you.
Yeah, I think that's cool, right? Appreciate my brother, Prince, all the way from Cameroon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So, guys, I have to apologize as well. Our internet sometimes is not stable. You know, this is the case when it comes to Africa. And our brother, he was telling us earlier, because we don't own any satellite, basically. So we're using theirs. Hopefully, this will be one of the things that will raise to, you know, Professor when he becomes the chairperson of the chair of African Union Commission. We can raise that to him, and you know, to make sure that while he's there, we get our own satellite right there on the sky. You know what I'm saying? You know, I love the fact that we talk about Professor, because these are things that he has been talking for years, right? He has been talking for years, and now we need to make it happen. We as a people, we need to make it happen for him to become the next chair of African Union Commission. And that will help us to actually, of course, work with him, but second, hold him, you know, accountable with everything that he has said, because he said a lot of things, and we believe he can deliver it, right? And in order to bring change, then you need to be there at the top seat to bring that change. You need to be there. And all of us are together with him. All right. So without wasting time, I'm going to bring in my brother, Mazi Chima. Mazi Chima, welcome to the family. Please let us know where you're calling from, and a little bit of your introduction before you give your message of endorsement. Mazi Chima, you're muted, so please try to unmute yourself. All right. Mazi Chima is not there. I'm going to bring in Emmanuel Mutemeri. Emmanuel, sir, welcome to the show. Emmanuel, are you there? Emmanuel? All right. I'm going to get back to you as well, Emmanuel. Okay, let me go back to my brother Hussein. I see you. Just hang in there a bit. Okay, let me get back to Mazi Chima. Mazi Chima, are you there, my brother? Are you there, my brother?
Mazi Chima, radiating from Nigeria. I'm happy to be part of this live broadcast. Just to sell our principal.
Mazi Chima, I lost you there. I'll get back to you, my brother. I lost you for a while. So let me go to you know, first and foremost, I have a lot of challenge here. I don't know what is happening today, but let's let us go back to Odeke from Uganda. Odeke, I hope you're okay right now.
Presumably, I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear. I can hear you live from the land of Museveni. How are you, my brother?
I am alive and well. I hope the ancestors will not disconnect me again.
You're good. You're good. You're good now. Go ahead, sir. Odeke? What is going on, Odeke? Oh man. All right. Then I guess I need to just come to you. Okay, let me go back to Mazi Chima first for a second, and then I'll come to you, Hussein, because I see some is not working right here. Okay, let's go back to Mazi Chima from Nigeria. My brother, welcome back again. You're muted. All right. Then what I'll do is this. Okay, let me go to my brother Hussein. My brother Hussein, welcome back. I know you've been waiting there for a while. Welcome back, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much, dear brother Mika. And
Yes.
let me to begin with sending my gratitude to all fellow African, especially those whom following us through this episode. And let me to introduce myself. My name is Awadallah Hussein, and I'm from Sudan, as well as I'm Pan-Africanist.
Yeah. Welcome, my brother. And you can take that 5 minutes, whatever you can take, man. Go ahead and share your message of endorsement to our Professor PLO.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really, it is my pleasure today to be here to send my message or my endorsement to our great leader, Patrick Lumumba. And yes, I want to remind all my dear comrades and all the people of Africa that through the pages of the history, we have all noticed that the great regret and the injustice and the oppression that the African people were subjected due to the colonial era in its own model, in which excessive violence was used to subjugate the people. Despite that, the struggle of the African were present in resisting the colonialism and its oppression, whether in the diaspora or within the Black continent Africa, where our ancestors and the generation after it were able to make an amazing history of struggle and revolutionary in resisting the colonialism, and where the history enumerate illustration name that I'm not allowed to be mentioned now, but this generation have produced for us a great idea, which is the Pan-Africanism idea as a program that make the unity as a basic interpoint to address the problem and the challenges that facing the African people, especially the colonialism and its consequences. However, we remember that the Great Revolution, the Great Revolutioner, Kwame Nkrumah, when he said that the imperialism is the most dangerous and the last stage of colonialism, while the new colonial driving its strengths from its colonial legacy through the local agencies and international institutions to further control the destiny of the people. But the intellectual effort of the founding fathers and their tremendous sacrifice, which is constitute the historical legacy of the struggle of the people, put on us a great responsibility as a people looking forward for the better life. We must work together to complete the project of the complete liberation and the founding father work on it. To this end, we all need to work on reforming and developing our institutional that are designed to serve African unity. And here I mean the African Union Commission, in order to make it capable of serving African agenda. It needs a regional leadership that fairly believe in the idea of the Pan-Africanism and has a sincere desire to achieve the aspiration of the African people in unity and prosperity and development. And such a leadership in our time, I see only on the Kenyan Professor Patrick Lumumba is the right person that we present as African citizens to be a best candidate for the race for the presidency of the African Union to accomplish our liberation project and the unity of our nation. So I'm honestly calling all African, especially the young generation, my generation, to work hard to endorse Paul Lumumba for this position, because he only gonna guarantee our unity that on the right place, and all our vision, especially the agendas that sharing our common willing and our common vision as an African to be in a right place. So really, this is my speech to all young generation to stand up as our ancestor stand against the colonial in its old model, but we need now to stand as a new generation or a young generation among the new colonialism to liberate our great institution that come to unite us, which is the African Youth Commission. And thank you so much for that.
Appreciate my brother from Sudan. Bless you. Thank you for that very well written speech. And I believe Africa is watching and listening. So I appreciate for your endorsement, my brother. All right. I'm going to bring my brother Mazi Chima all the way from Nigeria. Brother, welcome back. It's good to have you back.
It's so worrisome here to get connected. All the same, I know you can you hear me, sir?
I can barely hear you. You're stacking a lot. I can hear you talking, but I don't hear exactly what you're saying.
Oh, I have done relatively. I am not on headphone, but if you can hear me before I proceed, I think it will be nice. If you cannot hear me, that means I need to change my position and location, because I want to be heard very clear. Because this is a do or do affair. I want to be heard.
All right, that's good. Can you try to use an audio, because I feel like the internet is not really stable. Can you try to use only audio? Perhaps we can hear you.
Audio.
Hang in there, fam.
Can you hear me now?
All right, go ahead.
Okay. If you can hear me. My name is Mazi Chima.
It's hard to hear you.
Pardon?
Hello, Mazi Chima. All right. There's a lot of noises in the back. Perhaps you should find a better place a little bit to avoid the noise. But in the meantime, let me bring back Dr. and Ambassador Francis Tshala to just give a little bit more of anything that he has left with him. Sir, you had one of the stable network as well, so it's only fair to give you then another chance to share your heart. And you spoke a lot of wisdom areas, so I'd like to hear a little bit more of that.
Thank you very much, Gilbert.
Now you're lagging. Can you try to speak again? Oh man, Africa, we need to do something with this.
Can you hear me?
All right, now I can hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doctor, go ahead.
Yes. The other aspect I would like to tackle is we Africa.
Oh man. Oh man. Professor, I hope you're watching this, because we need internet in Africa. This is just way. Imagine these are different countries. We have Sudan here, we have Nigeria here, we have anywhere. All right, let me bring back also my brother Prince. Prince, would you mind to give your speech in France as well for French speaking people who do not understand English? That would be amazing.
All right. I would really not read it in French, but I will say it in French.
That sounds amazing. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Thank you so much. Mes chers amis, on est là pour soutenir le endorsement de notre frère, professeur Lumumba, qui est en train de déposer son
candidature.
Prince,
just for a second. Prince, I'm sorry. Yes. I think you are listening yourself from another device. So because of that, we have an echo of the sound. Do you mind to maybe to turn off another device, just in case you're listening yourself from another device? Okay, can you try to speak?
I think it's better now.
No, yeah, now it's better. It's better. Merci beaucoup.
All right.
All right. Go ahead, my brother.
Merci. Mes chers amis, comme on disait tout à l'heure, aujourd'hui, on est en train de soutenir le frère Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba, que vous tous vous connaissez. C'est un monsieur qui tellement il aime trop l'Afrique, il veut avoir le développement d'Afrique, il fait tout dans son capacité. C'est un avocat, c'est un intellectuel, c'est un monsieur qui il est en train de combattre fort pour faire venir de bonnes choses en Afrique. Bon, nous sommes aujourd'hui pour soutenir son candidature à 2025. Bon, c'est ça l'occasion. Merci à tout le monde qui nous écoute. On appelle tous les Africains, surtout les frères francophones. Il faut qu'on lui soutenir parce que c'est une bonne chose pour avoir un monsieur comme monsieur Lumumba. Il est en train de battre fort pour l'Afrique, pour sa vie. Il a travaillé pour l'Afrique. Tous les jours, il parlait toujours pour les bonnes choses de l'Afrique, ce que le continent d'Afrique est en train de passer dans les mains de nos partenaires blancs, que ce n'est pas trop bon. Mais s'il est devenu le président de l'Union Afrique, c'est une bonne chose qu'il peut vraiment faire avancer l'intégration du continent africain. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. My French is second language. It's not the first language. So you are not expecting it to be like English.
Yeah. Merci. Yeah. Merci beaucoup, mon ami. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. All right.
All right, my brother. Okay, I'll let you go. I really appreciate. Merci beaucoup. Let me bring back. let me bring back my brother Francis. Before I go to my brother Francis, I have my brother Mazdi Chima here, all the way from Nigeria. He's back.
Yes.
My brother.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, my name is Mazdi Chima. I'm from Nigeria, in the eastern part of Nigeria. Happy to be here. Happy to be part of this struggle. And just like I said before, we can't talk about the better when the best is available. This is our time. This is African time. We must be very sure that we have a genuine leader at the center. And in the person of Professor Lumumba, this is a character that has been tested and trusted all over the world. His messages are unique. He doesn't miss. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, I said the character and the personality of our principal is someone that he think Africa, he talk Africa, he sleep Africa, he wakes up Africa, he walks Africa. Is not a questionable person that we want to be thinking. It's a time Africa must rise up and shine and align to this character, because Professor Lumumba is the force, is the strength. He is the Messiah. I tell you, when this movement kicks off properly and on ground, you will see people like us, myself and fellow comrades from Nigeria here. We are ready to lend our voice to any capacity to make sure we have our great leader, Professor Lumumba, elected as the first AU chairperson that has never been the president of any nation in Africa. You see, this continent, Africa, until we understand that our oppressors don't want to let us go. They are working day and night, introducing so many other ways to enslave us the more. We need this independence as like our life is tied to it. We need it now. We can't be in Africa where we still spend dollar and everybody enjoys dollar. We can't be in Africa where the IMF and the World Bank still tell us how to spend the money, how to get the money. We can't be in Africa where everything envisaged for us. And in the personality of Professor Lumumba, I see the great spirit and voice of our ancestors shouting and crying for liberty. In him,
guys, I don't know what is happening today in Africa, because all of these people, all of us, we are in different countries in the country.
Our principal.
Okay, let me bring. All right, go ahead, my brother.
Can you hear me? Okay. The personality of our principal is a character par excellence. A character par excellence in the sense that he is this person that he's the voice. He's that voice. He's that man that we can actually trust in this mission to liberate Africa. I don't want to miss word. He is a person that cannot be oppressed, cannot tally or even cooperate with our oppressors. He is this person that he doesn't have stain. There is no dent on his personal character concerning his dream for great Africa as a continent. He has made a whole lot of publications everywhere he goes. He talk Africa and he say it the way it is. We cannot get it better. and best outside now. Now we have the personality of Professor Lumumba. This is the best time. Everyone must key into this struggle. Everyone must key into this revolution, because it's a revolution, I call it, because Africa must rise now. This is our time. Thank you very much.
All right. I appreciate my brother Mazi. Let me bring back my the Dr. Francis.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, Albert?
All right. Now I guess I can hear you. Guys, I've no idea what is really going on right now. Like Mazi is in Nigeria. Francis is in Zambia. You know, Sin, I believe you are in Sudan. Prince is from Cameroon. Odeke from Uganda, and everybody's like there, but everyone is just, the internet is just not working for all of us. I don't know, you know, what is happening, but okay. So Renee, I share the link in the comment section there. For those who are watching here as well, would love to give their endorsement message for the professor before we wrap up this session. Please feel free to click the link and to come in and to give that. That is actually out of the order. That's not how we planned, but I'll give that because you guys are family and you've been here for all the time. But also in the meantime, I'll read a message from Emmanuel Mutemeri. This is our brother from Zimbabwe. He's also having internet connection, so he was not able to come here. But he sent his message, his text in the private chat, and I'm gonna read that for you guys. He said that this night is the first night that we are launching our campaign for our beloved Professor PLO Lumumba as the chairperson of AU. Brothers and sisters of our motherland, it without doubt that those who are followers of PLO Lumumba can testify his ability as a leader. Professor PLO Lumumba, in a genuine Pan-Africanist, he has all what it takes to become our first AU chairperson who has never been a president of any state. This position really needs someone who is independent, someone who not there to defend. Yeah, that's basically what he said. So basically, if I would try to break this down a little bit, you say PLO, you know, could be the very first chairperson who has never been a president. Someone who is independent means, you know, he's not relating to anything, and he could defend really the needs of the people. And we have witnessed that here in Swahili Nation. We have shared hundreds and hundreds of PLO Lumumba speeches. You guys, if you go on YouTube, just write PLO Lumumba Swahili Nation, you'll find a lot of them. Even myself, I had an honor last year to sit down with him and to have a conversation with him. The link is actually in the description, is in the comment section. I pinned all the way to the top there. I had a conversation with him at his house, almost 30 minutes, talking about different points. And also I had a time to encounter him in a private meeting, you know, a couple times. And I can assure you guys, the PLO Lumumba you see on the screen is the same guy that you see behind the screen. One of our brother from I believe from Nigeria, he went farther to say that he's a Messiah. I will not go that farther to say that, but I can assure you that you know, when you sit down with PLO, you know, when you see how he talks, when you see how he treats others, I came to realize that he's very gentleman. He was treating people with respect. Actually, even, you know, helping bags, carrying the bags and everything. He was there doing this for a lot of people. And I was just surprised sitting there and looking at PLO. I'm like, this is the person I've been watching, you know, for many years, learning, and this is how he actually treats others. And I had, while he was driving me back to my hotel one day, I asked him, I say, Professor, how would you like to be remembered one day when you're gone and when you left with your legacy? How would you like to be remembered? And he told me this. He said, I would like to be remembered as someone who served. That's it. Very simple, yet very powerful. I would like to be remembered as someone who served the people. And that is the mindset that we need in leadership. And that is the mindset that we mostly lack in Africa's leadership. The servant mentality of leadership, that you're there to serve the people and not to be saved. All right. And this, I'll just say this. I've seen something really hilarious when I went to Rwanda. And somebody was telling me that, you know, these leaders that you see when they go to hospitals, when they go to bank, they don't cut the line. They actually lined up with the normal citizen. When they're riding on the road, they don't come with all this, traffic police and with all these, alarms and trying to break in the traffic jam, but they actually line up in the traffic. And as we're walking, we saw one of the general, of the military who was just going there. He was just waiting on the line as well. This is the guy with a lot of stars, on his shoulder, but they're waiting on the line. You cannot find it in most of the places. And this is the mindset of servant leadership that we need in the continent. That if you are a leader, then you must understand that you're there to serve the people. Your very first obligation is to serve the people you lead, not even your party. Because sometimes we mix that up. We go there to serve the interests of the political party it came from. But you must understand that people who put you there, it's not just your political party, are the people. So whether they some of them have chosen you or not, but you must serve all of them. You must serve your people. Your very first obligation is to make sure that you serve your people, right? And that's how PLO Lumumba wants to be remembered for. And I think it is a time for PLO to be the chairman of African Union. I know there's other candidates, and perhaps they are qualified to be in that position, but for this time, I'll go with PLO Lumumba. Okay, we have our sister here, Renea. Welcome. It's good to see you. I'm seeing you for the first time.
Yes, you are.
Oh my God.
Can you hear me okay?
I'm getting chills right now. Just seeing you. Welcome.
You're so sweet. You know what? First of all, I want to send my love to Africa. I'll send my love to you guys. I really appreciate your work, Mika. I really do. If you guys only knew, how much we pull for you. We are your cheerleaders. As Black Americans, we're not the enemy. We are pulling for you. We pray for you. We cry for you. We laugh with you, and we appreciate you guys standing up. And it's now I get chills just thinking about, the way you guys are standing up for yourselves, how you care about the next generations. It's wonderful. Professor, he's like one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
I just love the way he's a learner. He's a thinker. He's inspiring. He's a motivator. He knows what he's talking about. He's not arrogant. He's very humble. And he seems to be mature. He's just not a guy who has gotten old. He seems to be mature. He's full of wisdom. And I believe that Africa does need him for that position. And I hope that everybody sees it as a godsend, in other words, because that's what it is right now. He's been preserved for a time like this. Most of us have. And you've been preserved because you're special. You're special. And yes. And so, I just hope all of Africa sees what we see here, even though we're not on the continent, but we see this man that has an exuberant amount of love for Africa, and that he will do his job. He's going to do his job. So I just hope everyone listens, and thank you for letting me talk. I appreciate that.
Renee, I've been waiting for this moment for such a long time. You should come on and share your thoughts. It's amazing.
Yeah, you know what? You guys are amazing.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. So
Yeah.
so do you. So you are.
Oh, thank you.
Really are. Yeah, you really are. I hope I hope one day you come here, to the continent. You've been here, right?
No, it's my dream. It's my dream to come there.
Oh, we're gonna hold. Yes, we're gonna hold PLO accountable for that, because one of the things that we advocate here is to get our people the access to come here, not only to visit, but perhaps to have African Union passport for all of African descendants who really want to come back home, to have that access. They can come because you guys have life somewhere else, but you can always come back home. This is your motherland. You can come and go.
Right.
So we'll hold him that accountable with that. Yeah.
Yes, because Professor, honestly, the people that I talk to here as Black Americans, we believe in him. We believe that he can get the job done, and like I said, I just believe he's been preserved for this. I just honestly do. And I hope that Africans see it that way.
Yeah.
Because you guys deserve better. You guys, you deserve so much better.
Yeah.
Every last single one of you. And I pray for everybody there.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen. Actually, what you say is so right, Rene, because I don't remember the last time that people were advocating and endorsing someone who is running for AU chairperson commission. I think this is the very first time actually people are coming up and they want, like, we have this group of more than 300 people, different Africans from all over the world. Everybody is saying the same thing. We speak the same language, that we want him to be our next leader, because we know it's not going to be easy. We know a lot of people might not want him because of how he's going to hold all these, governments accountable. But it's a time. If the people we speak, and our people in the diaspora as well, we speak the same language, then there's no other choice. He needs to be the next one.
Yeah, because he is trustworthy and he has integrity. And right now, it's like part of the recipe that Africa needs. You need people with integrity. You need people who are trustworthy. You need people who won't let you down first. They rather let other countries down first than to let their own people down. And this is what the country, the continent needs. It needs self-care. It needs love. You guys need peace, and tranquility. You guys deserve that, just like all the other countries all around this planet gets it. So I just hope that Professor Lumumba gets in there, and that you could see the difference in the change in Africa when he does. So much love and respect to you and to everyone who is waking up Africa. Definitely. And we love you here in the United States, Mika.
I appreciate that, Rene. Thank you for standing with us. Thank you for always standing with Swahili Nation as well. You have been such a rock, in standing with us. Really appreciate it. We love you back.
Thank you. Well, you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. Every last single one of you are worth it. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back in the chat, do my little moderating. And I love you guys. And I vote for Professor Lumumba. Okay? That's who I vote for, Professor. Okay. So you have a good day. All right.
Thank you. You too. You too. Greetings there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Josephine, I want to invite you as well. Josephine Murphy, if you are able to come in, the link is in the comment section. Please join and also share your message of endorsement. This is an opportunity that is happening for the chats as well that we have there. Thank you so much, Renea, for being here. She's one of our moderators here in Swahili Nation. You'll see her very active there on our comment section all the time. So I appreciate for your time and for just sending that positive energy to us. It means a lot, and it was just great to see you for the very first time. Appreciate that. Facts Niger from Gambia. I mean, we have some countries that did not come here and share their thoughts. You know, we had our brother from Rwanda, but I think he left. So Josephine, you can be here representing Rwanda and giving your endorsement message. As well, Faxe Niger from the Gambia, you can have you here giving your endorsement message as well. And let us know your country, where you're watching from. Okay, we have Jimmy, the Jamie Show. This is my brother. I had a conversation with him. Please, Jamie, can you come actually and try to impersonate the PLO Lumumba speech? This is one of the greatest comedian we have in Africa here, the Jamie Show. You guys, you can follow him, actually subscribe and check his work. We had interview with him here. He has such a talent. He can imitate Nelson Mandela, can imitate like anybody, you know. So I hope you can come here and try to speak like PLO Lumumba. Jamie, please come. It'll be amazing to have you here. All right. Yeah. So I think I shared the link there in the comment section. Okay, let me just do it again. Just in case if you didn't see the link to come and to share. Jamie is actually from Ethiopia, so it'll be amazing to have somebody from Ethiopia as well. And people from everywhere. If you're watching from X, watching from Instagram, watching from TikTok, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for those who are staying here. We have, you know, talking about the numbers, I think we have, how many people we have watching us from X? We have like more than 74 people watching us from X. And we have some of the people watching from YouTube and you know, other platforms as well. So yeah, the link is there in the comment section. It'll be amazing to have some of you. All right, we have our brother here, Odeke. Odeke, he's back. So let's try to see if you know, his internet is stable this time. Odeke, welcome back, a brother from Uganda. Odeke. All right. Okay, we cannot hear him. Anyways, guys, so this is what brought us here today. Just in case if you're joining right now, please like this stream, share, and you can subscribe as well. We are here to representing the professor, and all of us were here willingly. Nobody has sent us to be here. All right, nobody has sent me to be here. If you've been following us for a long time, I think you've seen and you've seen my interview with him. You know, me asking him to be my African daddy. You know what I'm saying? And he actually accepted, and he gave me some task. And so I'm here generally because I believe in Professor, and I believe on you know, as our sister Renea said, that you know, she believes that he was actually preserved for this particular moment. I've been asking myself, and I think most of you too have been asking yourself for a long time, why you know, Professor is not in the government. Why? I remember I saw the interview of Wodemaya and Professor Wodemaya asking him that, hey, are you going to run for president of Kenya one day? And, you know, I don't remember how he answered that question. But now, actually, it took people to go to him and to say that, Professor, we need you. We need you, because when you see good people like this and you're now running for a position like this, then what do we have to expect, right? I think it's the time for us to take risk and then to be in a position like that in order to bring the change that Africa needs, right? So being there, it is because the people of Africa want Professor to be the chairperson. I know we cannot vote. If it was a matter of voting, I mean, Professor will be the next chair, because the entire continent and the people in the diaspora, we want him. If it's a matter of just us voting, then it'll be like that. But if it's a matter about leaders of the countries, like when you go to Kenya, you have Professor and you have Odinga, both of them, they're running for the same chair, then who do you think President Ruto will pick if it's about that? Most of us, we don't like to be held accountable, and therefore we avoid confrontation, we avoid serious talk like this, because we would rather walk away from each other because we don't want to talk, we don't want to communicate. But we cannot get where we want to be if we cannot communicate. Honest communication. And Professor, if you have seen his speech and everything, and if you're fortunate enough to actually meet him and listen to him, then you realize that what he says is what he mean. He mean what he says, and he says what he mean. So this is the time. It is the time right now. Odeke say, from the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa to Cairo in Egypt, from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania to Dakar in Senegal, Africa is waking up. The young people are abandoning their slumber to join the struggle. There is no better person to lead this struggle than PLO Lumumba, the professor. I love that. Come on, man. Either somebody has endorsement message, please leave in the comment section, and your man, I'll be right here to read. I gotta read that again. I love that. Odeke. Don't let internet stop you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let internet stop you. If you have something that you want to share, don't let internet to stop you. Because that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. We had our brother from Nigeria, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Kenya, and Uganda, and Cameroon, and all of them, they're struggling with the internet. Why now? And we just had this conversation before this. Prior to this show, we had a conversation here, but why now? So don't let internet stop you. You have a message, share there, and I'll read it for you. I'll read that again. From the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa to Cairo in Egypt, from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania to Dakar in Senegal, Africa is waking up. The young people abandoning the slumber to join the struggle. There's no better person to lead this struggle than PLO, the professor. It is what it is, people. Hello, everybody. We love PLO Lumumba here in Mali. Keith Sani from Mali. Let me tell you this, Keith Sani, all right? Keith Sani from Mali, let me share this link with you. Come in and share your message as well for Professor. Okay, my brother Francis, you're back. So I'm going to put you in again. I hope internet do you a favor. Yes, sir, Doctor and Ambassador Francis. Welcome back. This again. All right. So people from Mali, it's good to see somebody from Mali here as well. We've been speaking a lot about Mali in the past. Keith Sane, the link in the comment section is for you. We have people from Ethiopia here watching, from TikTok. Hey, I appreciate Ethiopia, Rwanda, Africa, everybody. We love you guys. We're here. We're speaking, on behalf of the youth of Africa, wanting the PLO Lumumba, the professor, to be the next chair of African Union. It's not an easy thing to happen, but we can make it happen, we as a people. We are tired of everything that is happening in this continent. We're tired, and we are concerned about the next generation. We can do better. It is possible to do things right in Africa. We need the right people to do the right, to make the right decisions. You cannot expect the right things to happen from a wrong person. You cannot expect that. Cannot expect that. I'll say this again. I'm sorry if Professor, you would not want us to say this, but I'll say this. I was in one of the meetings, and we were having this discussion, talking about something. And somebody was talking about getting money from someone who is rich in order to run this organization. I witnessed myself in firsthand right there in the private. Blankly and openly, Professor said, no, we cannot do that. To his friend, these are friends sitting down. He said, no, we cannot do that. He said, we cannot get the dirty money and trying to do the right thing or to do the clean thing. It doesn't work like that. Say, if we're going to need to spend as much time to get what we need to get all this vision actualized and realized, we're going to wait for that. But we cannot get the dirty money, expecting it to do a right job. We cannot do that. This is the man of integrity. I witnessed that firsthand. I was there in that meeting. Before even I spoke to him, I was just there sitting and listening, observing everything. And this man, he said this in front of my eyes, in front of these friends. He is not afraid and scared to tell his friends that, no, we cannot take this way. This is the man you need in a position. Somebody who not just say yes because you're his friend. No, somebody who will maintain the integrity, whether you're his friend, whether they know each other or not. But will look straight to the job, that this is the job that is supposed to be done. And if you cannot do it, then no. All right. I have somebody that joined here. Let me bring Reparations to hear from your brother. Reparations, welcome. Please let us know where you are joining from, and you can share your endorsement message for the professor.
Habari, beautiful people.
Hey, I love hearing that voice. Habari, back to you. Reparation, how are you? Welcome.
Oh, I'm great, and hope everybody's doing fantastic. I'm calling from Accra, Ghana. And
oh my God, Accra, Ghana.
Yes.
Right there, right there. Your grandpa is right there.
Yes, Kwame Nkrumah, forward ever, backwards never. Yes.
Never.
Yeah. So before I
welcome to the
go oh, thank you so much. Before I go ahead and say why we need Professor to represent for the chair, speaking for the youth of Africa especially, because our fathers have failed us. They've failed us for generations to come. Present day Ghana and the rest of Africa is no joke. We have nothing to lose a second over. We are long overdue. We're like 1,000 years behind, and there's no need for it. So before I go into that, and then before the spirits of the ancestors move in here, let me just tell you, everybody, one little thing I want to share with you. Please do not let your imperfections stop you from trying and thriving. There is no perfect person out there. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, and another thing too is that we must recognize that history, all the greats, Nkrumah, Professor Lumumba, Malcolm X, all the greats, is just ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And we do extraordinary things all day, every day. That's what Black people are. So, first, let me just say, Professor Lumumba needs to be chaired. It's long overdue. Something like that is a reflection of the massive wastage we have in Africa, the waste of our resources from the gold to the humans, the future, the youth. We just waste everything, and it must stop. As the young people, we feel like the leaders have failed us. There's a disconnect. There's no longer a respect for your elder anymore because the elders have failed us. That is why it's crucial for Professor Lumumba, although he hasn't failed in his capacity, but overall, he has to step up on the plate and make this happen. He knows the ways even better than you and me. So we have to let this happen because we cannot waste any more resources. And the world is at a crucial point right now. Nobody has to explain what is going on. We are witnessing evolution. Do you get me? So we can either step up and move forward or go back another 800 years. So it is crucial. We have social media right now. We don't have to walk from Alabama to Montgomery anymore. We don't have to be sprayed down with hose. Do you get me? We just have to push some buttons on the internet. And how long are we going to have free range of the internet? They're going to bring rules and regulations, just like when TV first came, it was a free for all. Then it got so tightened. Do you get me? We have social media to work this revolution, and we must not waste that resource too. Africa needs to wake up. We have to rise up immediately. We don't have any more time to waste. We don't have any more excuses. What is going on in our country is pathetic. Pathetic. My heart goes out to Burkina Faso, all the great people doing coups right now. Coup is not a bad thing. 21st century coup is peaceful. No bloodshed, nothing. Do you get me? And look at when Africa first got independence, Ghana, the wave. We are so powerful. We waste too much. We can't waste no more. We must compel Professor. Hashtags go a long way. Don't underestimate that. Do not underestimate those things. And we have to, the youth, cry out and demand Professor Lumumba. Whilst I'm on this platform, please, I'd like to take this opportunity. Another great resource that has been put to waste that can really unite Africa within a twinkle of an eye is a gentleman called Farouk Al-Wahab. He is currently even looking for independence for Papua New Guinea. This man has resources. He advises countries. Do you get me? That is another great human waste, another wasteful resource. We have all these people, but yet nothing is going on. I'm in present-day Ghana right now. The only thing I can say is that Ghanaians need an award for self-maintenance because there's no system here. And the little system that's here hinders the individual's progress. But somehow people are living. It's not easy, but somehow the citizens are getting it together. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have too many resources to waste. So please, this platform is great. Let's unite on social media. Look, let me put another idea forward. This idea of reparations. America pays out reparations to countries all over the world presently. We have social media. We have demonstrations. Imagine a 3-day, it starts in America, yes, for 3 days. All the Black people who are the engine to America, we built it, we keep it going. We are most of the frontline workers. If Black people are to stop working, America cannot run for 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. That is why Malcolm X was killed. That's why Martin Luther King was killed, because they were proposing that we shut down Wall Street to show them that we ran this and it's time to get reparations. Do you get me? So Black people in America for 3 days, don't go to work, no social gatherings, nothing. Stay in your house. Another reason why we're saying stay in your house for this demonstration, we want to tell the enemy clearly, we're not going to put ourselves in your hands anymore for you to maltreat us. People go to demonstrations, right? Get raped, get records, can't work, get brutalized. Do you get me? We're not putting ourselves in that. We don't even have to do all of that. Martin Luther King and all of them have been marching up and down. Do you get me? We no longer have to do that. Stay in your house for 3 days. Companies will not be able to function. America will shut down. Lives will not be able to go on. Apart from work, we take ourselves from all social activities. Stay in your house for 3 days. At that same 3 days, we go live on all social media platforms, all Black people, universal. Some platforms will crash. Do you get me? And then at the same time, Africa shut down all the embassies. The beauty about Africa is that anything can happen. We know that there's a great lawlessness in Africa that can be taken to an advantage for our better instead of always detrimental. Do you get me? Shut down all embassies. Shut down all foreign companies within those 3 days. Demand your reparations. There's a calculation that you can calculate it. If you want your company to still stay in that country and run, if you want your embassy to still stay in that country and run, this is the amount you pay. The beauty about the time we're in right now is just like when America got their stimulus package, we all have MTA Momo. Do you understand? Calculate that, go on people's Momo. Immediately, lives will be impacted, improved immediately. And this is chicken change, you know. This is just a drop of the ocean of the story to come. So please, Black people, let us rise up. Let us use social media to our advantage. Let the West understand this wave that's going on, coup after coup, kicking them out. Let's jump on it and get it all over the world and put Black people, catapult us to where we have to be, because we've been behind too much. And that Wakanda thing, don't underestimate it. We are beyond Wakanda. You see all the resources they take from Africa to go and build their iPhones and all that. We could take iPhone immediately out of business. We wouldn't even let the resources be shipped so that they'll be compromised, because quality is always compromised. Do you understand? Look, please, we need to rise up and get Professor as the chair, get people like Farouk Al-Wahab to be in positions of president, and let's get this thing moving. At the very least, let's do a 3-day stay-at-home demonstration for reparations all over the world, in Africa, America, everywhere. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Asante sana. Let's push for Swahili. We can't keep on. It pains my heart. Because English is not what I'm supposed to be speaking as a Black person. That's the reason why I came back to Africa. Because if you are African and you know, even when you're eating, you need sometimes, you miss kneading and squeezing. I can't be speaking this language and stay true to myself. It's impossible. That's one of the main reasons I came back home. It's so that I can stop speaking English into my power and show. Yes, sir. Be my yes, sir. Now, you're that chair.
Wow. It is saying.
Yeah. Now where?
I only know that. I only know that. I appreciate my sister. That was powerful. Thank you so much for opening up. I think we feel the passion and this is our heart. So thank you so much for raising your voice. I believe Africa is listening. We have a lot of people tuning in, and this is the time. I'll just emphasize on two things that she said. Black people, let us rise up right now. Let us use social media for our advantage. It is very important. It's a time to rise up. It's a time to make it happen. And let me say this, for those who are here, today we're having a little bit trouble with the internet. So do this, please. I said this last time, but I only got one video, and that was not quality enough. The audio was not there at all. So let me say this again. Please take 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, however, 30 seconds to 1 minute. Film yourself the message of endorsement for PLO Lumumba for the next chair of African Union. Film yourself and then send to us at oneafricaofficial@gmail.com. Send us there. We're going to compile all these videos together and release it as one video. Because if the internet is going to mess things up here right now as we are doing live, then we're going to do it offline as well. All right. So please make yourself a video in front of your camera, 30 seconds long. Tell what's your name, where you're coming from, whatever, and your message of how much you want, why PLO Lumumba should be the next chairman of African Union. We're gonna share that video here, and we will reshare everywhere in our social media. We have to make noises everywhere. Right now we're live on TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube. Everywhere, whether people they join or not, but we're gonna disturb them with this live stream until they get annoyed. All right, if you follow me, I'm gonna annoy you to come to watch this. If you don't watch today, tomorrow you're gonna try to watch another day. Every time you're gonna get this notification. So please, everybody who is watching here, film yourself 30 seconds long, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, however. Film yourself. Mention your name, your country. If you're in the diaspora as well, you can mention whatever you want. Even if it's United States, German, Canada, mention it. But share your message why the Professor PLO should be the next chairperson. And we're going to compile them together and share with the world. Please do that. Do not ignore, because this is very important, guys. Some of you might be listening to this and you're ignoring. Please do not ignore. This is for the sake of our generation, the next generation, our babies. This is for the sake of them. This is for the sake of them. We are fighting for the next generation. We're a little too late right now, but we can at least do better. Do better for our kids. If you're hopeless, if you feel helpless, it does not matter. This is how you help your next generation. This is the moment you do it. Imagine if we have that one Africa we always talk about. Imagine if all these borders that we have, all these crazy 54 passports that we have, all these visas that we need to pay all the time, the money. Imagine if our continent is open for one another. Imagine that. Imagine. So you have no idea. Your 30-minute second of video, it might change the entire cause. it might change the result of what is going to happen. Because if they see people want this to happen, they have no other choice. I'm telling you, they have no other choice. This is the time when people are speaking. This is like, it's like us doing a coup, but not really, you know, it's peaceful coup. And say, you know what, this is what we want. We as a people want this. We want things to get done, and we want PLO to be the next chair. You understand that? So please do not ignore this, because your 30-second of video, your 30 seconds video might change everything. So don't ignore. If you can right now, as I'm sharing, film yourself 30 seconds, share to our email, oneafricaofficial@gmail.com. One Africa, the email is down there, is running down there. Look at that, send it. I have my sister BJ. It's been a while. BJ, welcome to the family. I'd love to hear your message of endorsement to PLO as the next chairman, chair of the African Union Commission. Welcome to the family. It's good to have you here.
Oh, it's wonderful to speak with you, Mika. It's like we're all in the midst of revelations. And I could never say on which day, which chapter, which verse we're in, but we're in it. We can all see everything is changing. But with that change, we're seeing a rising. We're seeing a rising of the continent. We're seeing a rising of the people. We're seeing a rising of everybody on this planet, if you really look deep and down into it. Lumumba has the experience of what the deeds were done in the past. And sometimes you're like, oh, we need youth, we need change, and we absolutely do. But you also need someone who knows how the games are played, how the politics are done, how the back deals work. Because of his knowledge, he knows all the players, and he knows all the games, and he can see it much clearer and much quicker than someone else. His hands does not have blood on it. So therefore, he's fighting for the people. Everybody can feel Africa is rising. The earth is rising in response to it. We have to let go of this colonized mind. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. You get comfort in your complacency. Thinking, if I just be complacent, nothing, they will ignore me. But they haven't changed and haven't stopped grabbing everything, every resource out of your country, off of your continent. And again, you got plentiful resources that can feed the world. And what kind of God that they're teaching us to worship that says everybody's supposed to have everything but you? Everybody's supposed to benefit from your resources and your efforts and your blood but you. So we know this is not the same God of our ancestors. And it's time for that God to come back and a God to be within us to say, us first. Nobody saying nothing about you, but us first. How does it benefit my people? We have had centuries of exploitation that time's up, time's out, no more. We done paid every curse, sin, or whatever else is out there. We done paid that in full. Look at 80. Because you want freedom, you were supposed to be persecuted for the rest of your existence and your children's existence. What kind of God would you worship that would allow something like that? So we know it's just time, and Lumumba is the perfect person because it's all about doing the right thing. And it's time for us all to do the right thing and support him, support Africa, support your country, support each other, because we support everyone else with no problems. It's time for us to start supporting each other. And no matter how much you have in your pocket or how little you have in your pocket, we can all still support one another in some kind of way. But the problem is you got to get beyond your fear of what's going to happen. It's going to happen anyway. I mean, people want to say, oh, we've just been through so much and it's so hard and we got PTSD and all. Well, maybe that's a benefit because now you know you can handle anything that's coming to you because you've already been there.
Yeah.
So going forward shouldn't be that hard because you know what it, you know, because everything is rinse, repeat. Everything is rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And until with anything, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again. That means we got to do something different. We have to do something different. And we don't have to ask anybody's permission to do it. Because again, are they coming to us and saying, oh, could I have your permission to get? No, they're just coming in and saying, this is mine. And you're like, no, it's not. And we have to just start standing up for each other and say, no, because again, if you know the God that I know, he's always going to have you. He's always hearing everything you say. And we don't realize we're answering other people's prayers and not our own. And they're going to bed, getting on their knees and asking for prayers that don't include us. So how much sense does that make? We're taking everything that's ours and giving this to someone else and asking them to come back and take care of us. And just simple logic is going to tell you, I got to take care of myself. How am I going to take care of you?
Yeah.
So we need to get out of that mindset. It's not easy, I get it. But you got to take one step. You know my classic line, one step forward and take one step at a time. Because I mean, you might have to start running because things are speeding up so fast. The little steps might not catch up. But yeah, it's destined because the God that we serve is tired of this crap. Tired. The earth is saying no more. And therefore we have to stand with God. We have to stand with God. And you know Lumumba is standing with him. You guys, you're so blessed to live at a time that you can touch your leaders, your heroes, your warriors, and sit there and hear them speak the words. Us in the diaspora, we had to go find a book and pray that the words are not full of lies or been distorted. So take advantage of that.
Yes, BJ. BJ, appreciate you.
Appreciate you always.
So much for your message all the time. Appreciate for that wisdom. Needed that, and thank you so much. It's time,
you guys are on the road. You're moving forward, and that's a beautiful thing for us to see on the other side of the pond. We're going to get there some kind of way.
Indeed.
So it's just a matter of time. I can't wait.
Indeed.
Take care.
Appreciate it, BJ. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you too. Bye.
Greetings there. All right. Bye-bye. So I've been trying to get my brother Joram. If you're watching this, I know it's a quick thing. If you are in a position to come in, please come in and share your message as well. I would love to have you to share. We are advocating for PLO and wanting him to be the next chairman of the African Union. So I'm sending you the private link in WhatsApp. Check it out. Please come, and I would love to hear your message about him as well, as you're very close to Professor. Mazi Chima commented area, and I put it here, that PLO Lumumba is a prayer answered for the continent of Africa. Jonathan Playhouse said the power of prayer is availing, empowering, and restoring hearts and minds. And please, guys, push the like button. Reminder from our sister Renee, push the like button, subscribe, share as well if you haven't done that yet. We are nearly the end of this session. Barbara Mayanja say, Africans wake up, Africans let's unite. as one and have one voice as Africans. Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. That's the message. That's the message. And then we have our sister Josephine Murphy say, I approve the professor as I've been following him, like him. I love, love, love Africa. And I want us united and be what we can be. We are enough. We have enough. And we know enough. So let's go, Mika. Yes, let's go, Josephine. I love how you finished there. We are enough. We have enough. And we know enough. We are enough. All right, don't need anything addition there. We are enough, guys. So yeah, okay, Francis, all right, Francis, I give you this final chance. Francis, yeah, please let us know, Francis.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear right now. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very elated to hear the voices from the children of Africa in the African diaspora speaking greatly and also defending the maxim and the tendons and the strength of Africa. On behalf of all the people of African descent with disabilities in Africa and in the diaspora, I would like to say a few remarks before I conclude. I would like to submit that Africa has got 54 states with different country codes, thus thereby making it very difficult in the interconnectivity, thereby rendering the continent useless. You are calling me from Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, and also Burundi and the other countries. Instead of having one code for the continent, that is pathetic. So the same thing I would like to advocate as we campaign for the Professor Lumumba to take up the mantle of the African Union Commission. This should be on the table. I know he has already spoken about it. I'm happy that he has seen it as we as a people of African descent with disabilities, we support him and we endorse him to be elected to that seat, because we know Africa now has started rebranding itself to take over the mantle and be accountable in the leadership in the world. So the other thing which I would like to talk about, I would be very grateful if at all the youth movement in Africa should seize the opportunity to support PLO Lumumba, because this is a new torch that we have in Africa. All the Pan-Africanists leaders have died. We are remaining with only 2 or 3. That includes Professor Lumumba. If at all Professor Lumumba will be able to be elected to that seat, now we also need to support him, and also with our beloved mother, Ambassador Harikana Chihombori of Zimbabwe, and also Comrade Julius Malema and others who are now speaking very highly to defend the continent, to join hands with all the African youths, both in Africa and in the diaspora, to support Professor Lumumba together with the youths all over the world. That is a submission that I would like to conclude with. Long live Africa. Long live the diaspora and long live the youths of the African continent. I submit. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. and Ambassador Francis Chishala. Thank you very much. Please have Nshima for me, and I'll talk to you in a minute. My brother Mazi Chima as well. I'll give you a chance to say your final remark. My brother all the way from Nigeria.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Mazi Chima from Nigeria. I say this is our moment. This is the time. And this is what the youth from this continent are really anticipating and waiting. We have been waiting for this. In fact, this is the next expectation of the son, the real son of Africa. We are expecting that come this contest, that Professor Lumumba is unbeatable, because he has toured all over the world, and you see a man with competent character and unquestionable. He doesn't have any questionable character. We cannot he cannot be linked or associated to any of these intimidators or oppressors of Africa. We are very sure. We are very sure. Someone like me, I tell somebody from my state, Nigeria here. I said, I've not seen him. I've not been with him. I've not spoken with him. But before now, I know Africa. We dearly desire liberation. But by the time I get to hear and follow his messages and all his views pertaining to happenings in Africa, it was clear to me that the Messiah is here. Professor Lumumba is the man, the Messiah we have been waiting for. And without mixing words, we from this part of the country, Nigeria, we are saying we must get it right now or never. It is either Professor Lumumba or nothing. I said before, and I'm saying it again, we can't talk about the better when the best is available. This is the best man for the job, because we cannot associate him to any corrupt practice. We cannot associate him with any link with our oppressors. Africans, we must come out from this enclave of our oppressors and understand that they don't want us to take our rightful place in the first of the world. They come to tell us Jesus Christ is a white person, but the devil is a black-skinned man. Maybe they are trying to paint the devil as an African, then Jesus from the West. But no, never again are we going to accept that it is our black skin is a default or a problem to us. This time around, our color is our strength. And the only person that can sell this and work it out for us is Professor Lumumba. Is Professor Lumumba or nothing? We keep saying it. We from Nigeria, we are going to take bullets for him. It's as serious as that. We are very sure that he's going to be the chairperson come the next for AU. It is Professor Lumumba. Thank you very much, viewers all over the world. I want to thank you so much for having me. The presenter, you are doing very well. You're doing very well. Thank you so much. And I know we'll do more of this and take it down to the streets, take it down to the local people to understand that voice now. We have a voice. And now is the time that we must make sure we have this voice at the center. The AU chairperson is going to control and make the African continent equal among other continents in the world. Thank you very much, and God bless us. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be part of this struggle. And I know that the spirit of Africa will grant us success in this. Thank you.
Right. I appreciate my brother Mazi Chima. God bless, and thank you so much for being here. All right, guys. I want to take this moment to appreciate everybody that came here today. Everybody who joined from everywhere. I appreciate you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys for raising your voices. And I am very excited for this journey and for our professor. And I'm excited for everybody who is there and advocating for him as well. So every time that Africa or our countries, you know, we conquered something, it's because we came together as one and we did something together. Unity is power. Nyerere said this, that unity will not make us rich, but it will make it difficult for us to be humiliated and mistreated and being taken advantage of. That's the importance of unity. Also, he said, without unity, there's no future for Africa. And we're talking about one of the organizations that its main agenda and goal is to bring about unity in the continent. And you have this one candidate that throughout his life, he has been talking, speaking, going everywhere inside the continent. I don't remember if there's one country Professor did not go, and outside of the country as well, to speak. Like our brother from Nigeria said, living, breathing, eating, working, sleeping, Africa. And we have an opportunity to make it happen, we as a people. So let me invite you guys once again. We need those 30 seconds video of endorsement to Professor PLO as the next chair of African Union. Send those videos to us. We're going to put them together and release them together. It is time for Africa to unite right now. We don't have another option. The only option we have for the sake of our next generation is for us to unite right now, to find a way to unite. We tried other ways, they did not work. Let us try unity right now. And we know one man who can actually advocate for that, and that is PLO Professor.